You don't have to. No, you don't have to say those words again. Oh no, and you don't have to. No, you don't have to go and explain yourself, 'cause I ain't gonna listen. Yeah, all you wanted was a souvenir to remember it all. Yeah, you tore it apart down to every last piece. Yeah, a souvenir, another story to tell. And I gotta know how to find happiness in the wrong places. It never ends, it's there in all ways. It's evident you never change for our sake. Maybe I can't trust it. We're falling now. Your little black book ran out of pages. If you're gonna take it all, then baby, don't waste it. You only want it if you know you're gonna break it. Just another souvenir for the take, yeah. Just take it. Baby, just take it. No, you don't have to say those words again. Oh no, and you don't have to. No, you don't have to go and explain yourself, 'cause I ain't gonna listen. Yeah, all you wanted was a souvenir to remember the fall. To go and tell your friends you were there for it all. A souvenir, just a little postcard for the road. And I just gotta know how to find happiness in the wrong places. It never ends, it's there in all ways. It's evident you never change for our sake. Maybe I can't trust it. We're falling now. Your little black book ran out of pages. 'Cause if you're gonna take it all, then baby, don't waste it. You only want it if you know you're gonna break it. Just another souvenir for the take, yeah. Just take it. Baby, just take it. Just another souvenir for the road. That's the way it goes. Just take it. Baby, just take it. like running through the pouring rain. I felt like letting go of my mind. I felt it coming with no ground to brace. I think I just might be bad for you, drowning by the fact that I don't need a reason to be bad for you. I'm losing my head and going mad for you. Drowned by your love, baby. You're a stranger, get on the unbalanced, oh, oh, oh. Just a little damage, but with you I don't wanna be here. I felt like running through the pouring rain. I felt like letting go of my mind. I felt it coming with no ground to brace. I think I just might be bad for you, drowning by the fact that I don't need a reason to be bad for you. I'm losing my head and going mad for you. Going mad for you. For you, for you, for you. reaching out, and my heart is with you. So much in between, things we've never seen. You're a mirage that my mind can't see through. Are you here with me? One day we can see. And all my life,
Test.
unbroken ways, but I know that
Test. You can hear me? I can hear you. I can hear me. Can you hear thee?
Yes.
I don't know anymore. Welcome everybody to the League of Legends Week 1 of the NECC. It's going to be your Concordia Bulldogs versus Walt. I'd worked on pronouncing it all day, and now it's falling over me. Waldorf University. So today, we'll go ahead and look kind of quickly here at the picks and bans. Give me just 1 second to bring that screen up as they're getting ready to go into game. We'll get about 2 minutes here to kind of look over things here. Anything scream out to you yet on this there, Josh?
Well, since I can't see the picks and
Oh
bans,
my
no.
gosh, really? All right. Well, I'll talk a little bit about it while I try and get, obviously, my screen shared with you. So, for the most part here, we have a very, on the left side is going to be Waldorf, and then on the right is Concordia University. So, on the left side for Waldorf, we have a very tanky team that's looking to go late game. I mean, you got Jinx, Amumu, Galio, Udyr, Mordekaiser. You're just trying to peel and let that Jinx do her thing, which she's a hyper carry, so, you know, they're ready for it to go as long as it needs to for her to pop off. On the side of Concordia, you've got the Alawi, Master Yi, Kled, Ziggs, and a Soraka. And really just kind of looking to, you know, all the picks were coming out, and during the pick and ban phase, you know, I was with the team. We were kind of surprised with just how much tank was over there, and we weren't quite prepared for what to do with that. That's why the Yi and the Kled pick kind of came in at the end, and they are going to have to sort of dominate their lanes and try to keep some pressure on Waldorf and try to keep him down. But yeah, so we'll have about a minute before we get into the game here, and then we'll transfer right into it. Are you able to see it now, or do I need to?
No, I can see it now.
Okay,
I'm just,
good. That's fine.
Analyzing.
Yeah, no, you can take your time. I thought I had it pulled up earlier, and I did not. But this is the first week of the NECC for League of Legends. We did our activation tournament, which is kind of the preseason tournament that happens, and went 1-3 in that. So actually got a win and are feeling pretty good about getting this season kicked off. It is a newer team that hasn't had too much chance to kind of bond and get together, and we're even missing one of our usual starters in the AD carry position. So things have kind of been swap-swapped around. Lego Grainer, who usually is a top laner, is going to be in our mid lane today. And the Bug, who's usually our mid laner, is going to be AD carry. Because we're missing Ed, who's our usual AD carry. So, going to be excited to get this going here in just one more second, and we'll hop right into the game. And here we are onto the Rift. We're going to have in that top lane Oscar Moss playing the Alawi, Mr. Boogie Woogie on the Master Yi in the jungle, Lego Grainer playing the mid lane on Kled. We'll have the Bug sitting on the Ziggs down in the bot lane as the in the AD carry position, and Pinewall filling in as our support on the Soraka. On the side of Waldorf, we'll have a Minarch playing in the top lane on that Mordekaiser. We're going to have Trey playing in the jungle on the Udyr. Jelly Belly in the mid lane with Galio. Joe Cool on the Jinx as AD carry, and straight Shifty as the Amumu support. So once again, this Jinx is kind of the priority pick that they threw on for themselves, and really are looking to carry her hard into the late game. Try to get her ahead, try and push as much as they can onto her. That's why they have more of an engaged bot lane. On the side of Concordia, a little bit of a disengage there as we get started with the laning phase.
Yeah, it's definitely some interesting picks all around. A little bit of trading going on there in the mid lane. Mumu bot lane, not a terrible support pick. Don't see it terribly often, but it has everything that you'd want in sort of a tanky engage setup support. You know, with the Qs being able to.
Oh, here in the mid lane, we got Lego Grainer going up against Jelly Belly, but I think Jelly Belly forgot about the fact that when Kled is not on his mount, he gets some attack speed advantage there. So the trade actually was looking like it was going to go in favor of Jelly, but Lego Grainer knowing his champion pretty well and keeping the pressure up.
Yeah, he's definitely wasn't afraid to take that trade, and the good thing for Jelly is he did get that ignite out of Lego, so that it will not be up for a couple minutes now for future trades. But definitely I see on Walden's side heavy tank, obviously, as you mentioned, but you've got a lot of split push potential, and
another fight here that I'll just kick in on, and Trey's actually going to go down first blood over to Lego Grainer. They tried to gank that, and once again the trade went even, and then as soon as Lego gets dismounted, the attack speed kicks in, and what can you do as Trey?
Yeah, indeed. And that was one thing I wanted to point out is Udyr early game, at least in my experience, definitely he's a champion that he can have a lot of setup with, but you're not necessarily going to likely 1v1 somebody unless they are a later scaling champion, you know, like a Kindred or something like that. Something that has a weak early game deliberately because they scale well into the late game. And so going in for that trade without his mid laner present was a little interesting to watch, because I didn't think that Udyr quite had the damage. Oh, we're getting another fight mid though.
Yeah, this is going to be a fight. This time he's going to be there. Lego Grainer going to be in some trouble. He does flash. Oh, he's going to go back in, and they will end up getting the kill. So a little bit of a misstep there as he had the clear, escape and just turns around to go in on that.
Yeah, and see, that's kind of the fight you're looking for there. You want to, in theory, you want to gank when your laner's there.
You want to gank when you're ganking? Is that what you were about to say?
Sure, we'll go with that. But one thing that I think is underestimated is, we got a little brawl here top lane. But
yeah, another brawl, and that's just going to go straight over to Trey. As Oscar Moss too far forward, Trey rotating to the top side will be able to gank successfully and gets, I believe, the solo kill. No assist onto the Mordekaiser there.
Yeah, no assist, and that's the thing about Udyr. Like, he can roam pretty well, and he may not deal a whole lot of damage early on, but when you don't have much health to work with, a little damage is sometimes enough, So, but what I was gonna say is that Mordekaiser can go into a sort of mixed build where you get a little bit of AP for damage, but you can also get those tank items as necessary, and he can output a lot of magic damage pretty easily, as well as Galio. Galio's got really decent scaling on his Q for AP, and I believe some of I'm not super familiar with Galio, but I believe some of his other ability to scale well with it as well. Good trade here mid with those
Yeah,
two. Whoa,
good
fight
trade
top.
mid at a fight top going down here. Oscar Moss probably going to end up losing out on this one. Will do so. Oh, wastes the flash, which was unfortunate there. Dean, down in the bot lane, we also have a skirmish going on. So the mid lane skirmish just probably went about even. There actually is going to be a gank here. He won't. Lego Grainer doesn't have flash, but he does get remounted, so he is able to kind of re-engage on this. It's going to be very close. Jelly Belly goes down, and Tay is going to try and fight this out, or Trey, and then not going to win this because that's going to be the attack speed. Does get the stun, but not enough stun, and will be able to find the double kill in the mid lane.
And that right there is exactly what you want to see out of Kled. You know, you get the double gank, but you're able to get remounted, so you get the extra health back there. And then you're able to take that long, drawn-out fight where your Conqueror's stacks get built up, and then you get the additional healing off of that from your damage, and some a little sustain from that. And it's just it's Kled is one of those where you sometimes need a little extra help to take him out, in my experience, because he can be really squishy sometimes, and other times he just never seems to die. You know, it's
It is. It's a back and forth with him. You know, he got a lot of tank opportunities. Another engage here as Oscar Moss is getting taken advantage of in that top lane because she's heavily under leveled, about 2 levels behind now. We'll kind of look quickly at the CS disparity up in the top lane, about 20 ahead or 20 ahead exactly for Waldorf. In the jungle, it's about dead even. However, jungle pressure has been there for Waldorf, whereas for Concordia, the Yi has yet to kind of show himself. Probably waiting till level 6 to get a really nice kind of the quality ganks out of the Master Yi there. Mid lane, though, the discrepancy is high. We're going to see just an invade coming through. That is going to be Mr. Boogie Woogie going down. Jelly Belly comes in and actually is able to get the assist, but here comes the re-engage. Pine Wall is in there, going to get taken out very quickly as the Bug is trying to react to this. Lego Grainer doing what he can to try and find another answer back. Isn't able to find anything. Oscar Moss here now in the top lane in some trouble. So down in the bot lane, 2 for nothing as they find as Waldorf is able to find jungler and support. And up in the top lane, that's just an easy grab there for Eamon as he picks that up. But I was, well, I mean, we're going to have more action here as Jelly Belly goes up against Grainer. Does get him dismounted. Doesn't take in the extra engage. I don't even know really what I was going to say anymore now. We kind of got distracted with some action there.
Yeah, that we did. And this is one of the things that I do and don't like about Yi is that a lot of people like to, as it's called in most terms, you know, AFK farm basically until level 6, because yes, Yi is very strong post level 6. When you have the ult, you can't be slowed, and things of that nature. But you know, oh, and he's just gonna get bullied out of his jungle now.
Yeah, now he's gonna get bullied as oh, he didn't get the auto attack off onto the plant to get himself away. Yeah, Trey now is obviously the Udyr, really great counter jungler, just very strong in the 1v1. You know, he's gonna be kind of having a heyday now in that area if he gets ahead, which he's starting to get more of a lead in that position.
Yeah, Udyr's one of those. He has a weak 1v1 until you get ahead. You get those good ganks, you get your items, and then he gets a little bit of a power spike and he can do things, especially, you know, if the other jungler is just a little behind on you. And Oscar just getting bullied out of this top lane now, and it's sad when you know, every lane gets bullied in their own way. You know, then you don't really it makes it hard to find places where you can come back from. You know, you always want to look for your advantages and figure out what you can do to come back if you get behind. But when everything's behind, you know, you don't have a strong point to work from, and so it's going to be interesting to see where CUNE goes from this point forward.
Yeah, up here in the top lane again, Oscar Moss gonna get just taken out as yeah, just the absolute dead roll. Now here in the bot lane, a little bit of trouble as Joe Cool is gonna get the double kill down there. Top lane, they're going to be picking up that, probably the first turret up there, working to get Eamon up a little bit ahead. This is going to be Jelly Belly in the mid lane, getting a lot of damage taken onto him. Lego Grainer is here. Boogie Woogie also sticking around, at least keeping Jelly from engaging too quickly here. You know, one of the things that they're looking for is some sort of an advantage. Ooh, Lego gets just back up on his mount, finds the ultimate. He will get the kill. Now they're going to stick around to whoever's TPing in here. It's going to be Eamon. He's going to take him into the Shadow Realm. I actually don't know what this ultimate's called, so I'm just going to call it the Shadow Realm. Lego Grainer going to get dismounted. And Eamon now going to take on Boogie Woogie. Boogie Woogie in trouble. Needs to try and get out of there. He does flash away. And the Soraka ult is going to keep him alive. So yeah, one of the lanes where things are looking good for Concordia is the mid lane. But with that, the top laner here from Waldorf is just going to start running away with it. I will also mention that the top lane pick was a counter pick, actually. So they did see the Alawi pick first out of Concordia, and then picked that into it. Mostly for the reason that it's actually a direct counter pick to Alawi. The Mordekaiser is able to, whenever he pulls into to the ults, or vanishes to the Shadow Realm, he's able to negate all of the Alawi Kraken tentacles that are all around. And so basically takes it away her advantage, which is usually the 1v1 with, you know, extra damage that comes flying in left and right, takes that and just takes it completely away from her. So that was a counter pick. That was going to be a tough lane for her to try and figure out. And unfortunately just wasn't able to do anything with it. Will actually be up against the Galio now. Perhaps going to give her an advantage. Mr. Boogie Woogie is stuck here in the jungle with nowhere to go. Trey able to find that kill. Now chasing the bug and Pinewall. Gets the stun there. Oscar Moss fighting it out in the top lane. She'll actually have a better time with Jelly Belly, even though he'll be, you know, a little bit stronger than her at the moment. CS-wise, actually, they're about even. So that kind of helps give that an more even fight up in the top lane, to be completely honest. Maybe advantage still going over to Jelly. That will also be Mountain Drake going over to Waldorf, which, honestly, with the tanky builds that they're going to possibly have, couldn't come at a better time. Really helped with that objective play. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Man, it's rough. It's rough to see CUNE in this position, because I'm trying to think of ways that they can. Right now, I think the strongest person on their team is definitely the Kled, but you know he's 2 levels under the Mordekaiser here. Mordekaiser's just going to town on him. You know, doesn't really seem to care at all.
Yeah, I mean, here, we're going to get the remount. I mean, this is a good fight. It goes back and forth. In the end, it's still going to go in favor of the, you know, of the Mordekaiser. He's just too many levels ahead, and it's too much. Boogie Woogie here going to use the Q, but that's not going to be enough, as Trey is going to get the kill there. So, you know, yeah, you're right. I mean, the mid laner for Concordia is where their power is, but they're just not able to find an advantage against the top laner there. And Oscar Moss here going to get into this fight, and that's just going to be Trey getting the takedown there. Not a shutdown, just takedown. But you know, especially with the fact that, you know, this game is sort of on a timer. I'll call it a timer. It's not much of a timer, but you know, the Jinx is going to slowly keep ramping up. You know, the members of Waldorf are just going to get tankier as, you know, the second and third items kind of come into place here. Honestly, a lot of it's going to come down to, can Concordia, you know, find some more solo picks and turn that into objectives faster than Waldorf. And now there's going to be an engage here in the mid lane. They're going to try and power down this turret, and we'll be able to get it taken out. Boogie Woogie and Lego Grainer are here to fight it, but not going to be working out for them, as it'll be a double kill. Or no, one kill over to either member of Waldorf there, and this second tier turret going down.
Yeah, and I think this is just the sort of the point of no return. The Udir's ahead, the Mordekaiser's ahead. Mordekaiser scales well. Udyr does fall off, but he's in that snowball state still where he can, and it's surprising. I didn't think about it beforehand, but Udyr is actually a decent pick against DE because, he's got speed with Bear Stance to try and at least keep up with the E, and then Bear Stance also allows him to stun, which is it's everything you want for Yi, to if you get ahead to basically outplay him and just take everything that wow.
Yeah. No, we'll see Oscar Moss here in the top lane is going to get kind of ganked from both sides there. Down in the bot lane, though, a little bit is coming down onto Joe. Probably going to end up losing his life really close. Yep, there's the flash from Lego as he's going to pick it up. Now they're continuing the fight here, and Straight Shifty's going to be really low as 4 members of Concordia are here. Yes, he's going to go down. Jelly Belly's going to be dangerously low here as well, and here comes Eamon. Now, he's going to have to fight this out, so he picks out Lego Grainer. That's the one he's going to focus on to try and take out first. Now he comes out. He's going to find Pine Wall, very low in the back. Mr. Boogie Woogie trying to fight it out here. He's going to go very low. Now he's going to turn onto the bug. Several members of Concordia trying to run around and just kind of kite him as long as they can and end up running away as that fight goes 3 for 1 in favor of Concordia, but it was just an unfair fight from the beginning, which helps them out, thoroughly. It wasn't much of a, I'll say it wasn't as much a show of weakness from Waldorf as it was just a mispositioning from them in that circumstance.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that if Concordia is going to try and make a comeback, that their best bet at this point is to try and get into those get everybody together, push together into those big team fights. Alawi's great in a team fight. Kled's got good engage, and then you got your poke with Ziggs and your sustain with Soraki. They kind of want those team fights, but the problem that I foresee if they start taking team fights, the other team has Udyr, they have Mordekaiser, they have Galio. All 3 of those can split push, and especially Galio. He can split push, and he can either TP in. His TP's on cooldown currently, but if he's close enough, he can just ult into the fight, and a 4v4 is suddenly a 4v5, right? And it's just it's one of those they need to realize where their strengths are early and sort of start trying to capitalize on those if they can before the other team is able to shut it down basically, or punish those strengths.
Yeah, no,
everybody's
we're gonna see some unfortunate team fights or fights here. Not even team fights, but down here in the bot, the skirmish between the bug and Trey is gonna of course go Trey's direction on that Udyr. But then the 3v2 that was taken there by Boogie Woogie and Lego, obviously not going to work out for him because the other members are pretty fed. So another catch here. Oscar Moss trying to back here in the top lane, gets caught out, and will get taken out there. But I completely agree. It's going to have to be Concordia grouping up and finding more unfair fights and trying to force that situation. Engage here onto Trey. Probably is going to result in him going down just because it is the 4v1. But that's the kind of thing that Concordia needs to do. Find the 4v1, then rotate as a group to find an objective, something else they can take. Right now, that'd be great if it was the dragon, but the dragon was already taken previously in the other fight. So team fights and yeah, I mean, if they aren't able to win the 4v5 or aren't able to win that 4v5, then that's just going to give an advantage over to Waldorf, where that split push will be really, really effective. And yeah, so many members of Waldorf can split push. You had mentioned the Udyr, and I kind of like stared at I was like, oh yeah, Udyr, and then you said between the Galio as well with his ultimate. I kind of just forgotten about his ult.
Yeah, definitely, and it's also it's just a rough team comp to go against because especially with the members behind as they are, Guy has no chance in any of these fights because even if their whole team came into a team fight, Mordekaiser could pull him out, Udyr can stun him, Galio goes in deep on him, Amumu can root or ult him, and just Soraka gets picked off.
Yeah, Soraka gets picked off there, and so is Mr. Boogie Woogie as the fight is going to continue to go south here for Concordia. Yeah, it's the late game scaling for Waldorf is almost never ending. It's just going to keep going, and because they're now so ahead, 9-0 in the top lane, you're looking at 10-3 jungle, and the other lanes are doing okay. Definitely the two carries are the top and jungle at this point. But yeah, it's just going to be a slow, move into the late game for them, or I guess a slow, incredibly faster paced sort of like game. They're going to get accelerated there quicker, and Concordia is not going to be able to keep up with it. We will see the Baron Nashor going over to Waldorf here, as Concordia will get a glimpse of it, but not able to do anything or react to it. They're going to send Alawi bot lane to do what she can to push that wave out, and the rest of the members are going to sort of group around the mid lane here. CS-wise, honestly, Concordia has kept up CS-wise across the board. It's just those kills and the amount of strength now that Waldorf has, going into this mid to late part of the game. We got 3 items up top on that. Well, I guess we'll see another attack here. Trey's going to take out Oscar Moss. Not going to be a big deal. Meanwhile, top, Mr. Boogie Woogie is going to find Jelly Belly here and gets the kill. So even though there's sort of a distraction that happens, bot lane with the Alawi, the rest of the Concordia team does kind of find some opportunities to get a pick here and there. The Bug, though, going to get picked off. And now they're going to look at the Kled, but I think they're going to rotate back for this this Soul Drake for them.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised they're backing out for the Soul Drake just because that Baron buff's ticking, and you kind of want to. I would have imagined they'd want to use it to close the game, especially just because Soul Drake's important because it's going to give them shields, it's going to give them more tankiness, but at the same time, you've got Baron. They could have already pushed to 1, and getting caught out while you're getting your jungle camps is rough.
Yeah, no, it's gonna keep going. What were you saying?
Well, I was just gonna say, personally, it looks like CUNE is in a bad spot, but I don't think they're completely out for the count. And so taking it's kind of a little bit of a risk taking objectives you don't need, but
yeah, big team fight here, and you're saying they're not down and out, but unfortunately this here is looking like it is going to be an end game team fight, as that's a double kill with 3 total kills. Trey just going to go for the triple here. Does pick it up. They'll take out this mid lane turret and inhib, and then they're just going to have minions. I'm guessing they're going to try and end it here, as that's going to be the ace coming through for Waldorf, and we'll see the end of this game as the Jinx is gonna hit the turret again, but we'll have some issues with the replay here, of course. Either way, actually I think that the replay has ended due to the fact that the game has ended. Sometimes there's an error in League of Legends where that happens. So Waldorf actually gets the first win here. They do end up pushing and completing it here. So it's we're gonna go ahead and just leave the game here, but that'll be Waldorf taking game 1. We'll look at the kind of the advanced details. Of course, dominating top lane and jungle there. But this is a best of 3, so there's an opportunity now for Concordia to sort of regroup, figure some things out, and maybe come into this game too with some sort of thought. So we'll be right back as we'll take a break, and I'll have to talk with the team, and we'll get into the next game here in just a minute.
Ways. and me was a dream at first. I got lost in your world, in your universe. I never thought our love would ever end. I messed up, made it worse, pushed you away. All that fighting and pain till you left one day. Wish I could take back all those things I said. I can't deny that I miss you, and I know that you miss me too. So let's get over our issues and go back to me plus you. I know that things weren't perfect, but I think it's worth it. Nobody knows you like I do. I can't deny that I miss you, I miss you. Let's go back to me plus you. You. I'm a mess, I'm a wreck when I see your face, and I know that you're feeling exactly the same. Let's stop pretending we should stay apart. Tried to meet someone new, but they can't compare. And I know that I'm being a bit unfair, but you're the only one that's in my heart. I can't deny that I miss you, and I know that you miss me too. So let's get over our issues and go back to me plus you. I know that things weren't perfect, but I think it's worth it. Nobody knows you like I do. I can't deny that I miss you, I miss you. Let's go back to me plus you. Let's go back to me plus you.
I got it so bad, I got it bad for you. You give me good love, you're like a dream come true. They say it won't last, they say you're wild and free. I know you never were a one-man woman, I was hoping you would give that all up for me. I get so confused, I love it when it's only me and you, doing all the things we know we shouldn't do. This is way too good, it can't be true. So tell me what your game is, girl. When you touch me, it feels so good, I can't contain it. When you love me, I'm so high, so confident, yeah. When you say I'm the only one, I must admit it. I get suspicious, just a little suspicious. I shouldn't doubt you, I'm all up in my head. When I'm without you, I start to lose my shit. I just been hurt before. Stranger's t-shirt on my bedroom floor. Excuse me for being suspicious. It's just that I get so confused. I love it when it's only me and you, doing all the things we know we shouldn't do. This is way too good. what your game is, what your game is, girl. When you touch me, it feels so good, I can't contain it. When you love me, I'm so high, so confident, yeah. When you say I'm the only one, I must admit it. I get suspicious, just a little suspicious. I get suspicious, just a little suspicious. I get suspicious, just a little suspicious. So tell me what your game is, what your game is. 'Cause I haven't slept for days, not slept for days, yeah. Baby, love is never painless, never painless. No, excuse me for being suspicious. When you touch me, it feels so good, I can't contain it. When you love me, I'm so high, so confident, yeah. When you say I'm the only one, I must admit it. I get suspicious, just a little suspicious. 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 We all still, if it's still in hearts, take them like they're ours, then we'll leave our scars. We all kill, if it's killing time, letting life pass by, we're guilty of that crime. Oh, that's just how the story goes. The minute we're young, then we get old. Then if it's all over soon, then why should I care? Long as I got a hand to hold, 1 minute it's worth its weight in gold. 'Cause if I'm alone, it means I'm going nowhere. We got no money in our pockets, but we're out.
Alrighty, we are back with our second game of the evening, getting kicked off right now, as Concordia University will go up against Waldorf. Waldorf was able to get the first win at a very big end push to that game, and now we're getting things started here. So in our top lane, we have Lego Grainer will be rotating up to top lane. He'll play the Pantheon, Mr. Boogie Woogie in the jungle again, this time playing Vi. We'll have the Bug back in mid lane playing Anivia. Lux being played by Pinewall, and Morgana being played by Oscar Moss. On the side of Waldorf, they will not be switching anything up, so I'll just kind of run down who they got. Oh, actually, no, they will be. They'll be subbing in R. Walton in that mid lane. It's not going to be Jelly Belly. So in the top lane, they'll play Darius, Jungle and Mumu. Mid lane, Zoe, Misfortune, and Rel. In the bot lane, are you there, Mr. Iron Praetor?
That I am, Tom. I am, in fact,
Fantastic.
here, looking at the comps that we have set up for us, and it's gonna definitely be a very interesting game. Vi has, at least in my experience, made a resurgence kind of recently. Hadn't seen her for a long time, and then out of nowhere, you just started seeing her pop up more and more frequently. The bot lane, so I've gone against bot lanes similar to this. The ones that I usually have seen are actually used to be a Lux Nico bot lane.
Oof.
And it's really devastating because the amount of poke and the amount of crowd control and such, it's just, you can't move, you take a bunch of damage, and you're dead. It's a gray screen game. You know, you don't see any color. It's just gray screen the whole game. And so I'm kind of hoping to see similar vibes from a Lux Morgana. You know, you got a lot of poke, which can potentially make it very difficult for the Rel to get good engages to set up for the Misfortune. But I think, you know, kind of like last game, it really is going to kind of come down to a little bit of the lane play, but more just how well the junglers are able to pull off some good ganks. Because, you know, there's not much... If they miss their roots, there's not a lot of zone potential from Lux and Morgana for stopping an Amumu going in. So,
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, the Amumu can still get in there. They'll still have the Rel at the bottom to help with that engage. The only other part that I can kind of see is that, you know, with the switch up now, we're putting Lego Grainer in the top lane. That's his main role. He is a top laner. And also sticking, you know, back in the middle is, you know, the Bug. So kind of with, and on Anivia no less. So that's his pick that he favors as well. So it's definitely a kind of, now everybody's in their comfort area except for Oscar Moss, who's kind of been thrown into this support, dual support position. But that's to kind of help out because she is sort of the well, I don't want to say weakest link on the team, but, you know, not the more experienced player. So it's definitely trying to put Concordia's strengths where we're strong and make sure that we mitigate any of the losses on that side. So first off, obviously that's Gun Goddess Misfortune, right? That's like an amazing skin there. But also Academy Lux here in the bot lane, like some of my favorite skins suddenly coming out in this, and it's exciting to me.
and I think that might be Hex. Is that Hex?
It is.
Anivia?
It's
I
Hex
think
Tech.
that's
It's Hex Tech Anivia. So, because that's something. Is that one of yours that you play too?
Is that? That might be the new Anivia skin.
No,
the
it's
Phoenix
the
one.
Phoenix. Oh yeah, because it's all. Whatever. I don't even remember what it's called.
Yeah, I don't remember either, but this is definitely I think gonna set up for an interesting game because uh, I think there's obviously a huge amount of pick potential on CUNE's side, but I think that the comp with the ability to sort of has the ability to zone out and like prevent all-in team fights, which is kind of what you want with the Rel and the engage from the Amumu, right? You know, they're divers with a lot of CC and really tanky, and so you kind of want them to be able to get in there and set up for those big team fights. And
Yeah, early
this
engage here
is
in the top lane, and that's actually going to be dead. Even, oh, first blood going over to Lego Grainer as he won't bleed down from that because he'll have just enough health to get through it. That's exactly what CUNE's looking for. Let that top laner in Grainer, Lego Grainer, who was kind of the guy they were looking to have carry in the last game, look for him to try to get ahead here.
yeah, and that's actually very well played there. I have learned the hard way that when you go against a Ghost Darius, you don't run away. you because he's just gonna chase you down and he's gonna kill you, and it's gonna be a rough day for you. And I've definitely learned that the hard way. So just watching Lego Grainer, you know, keep his cool and knowing that he can take that fight, and but he might
He'll die just to the end of that.
just when I was giving him all that good praise too.
That's a caster curse for you.
Yeah, I know. That's you know, I just shouldn't talk at all. I should just leave it all to you. But
Well, then I get the caster curse. It's back
Yeah.
and forth, but no, you're right. Yeah, trying to engage, trying to be confident, especially when it's into such a lane as that. There we see a little bit of a fight for the scuttle. Pretty decent look, looking at least to try and get the engage there, but nothing more going to come from that there at the skirmish there. So we'll kind of real quick just sort of take a look. Like right now, we noticed in the last game, and something I want to pay attention to in this game is that CS numbers across the board were very close in the last game. It just came down to the fact that the top lane was able to get way ahead, and then the jungler was also able to get ahead as well because of the weakness on the top lane. So it's going to be interesting to see here if the change of strategy for Concordia in putting, instead of trying to kind of cover all lanes in some sort of like decent fashion, just throwing all their, cards now into the let's put everyone in their comfort lane except for Oscar Moss and see if that carries forward better.
yeah, definitely. I can 100% agree with that. I also think that just looking at the comp, this is definitely a game where CUNE wants to do their best to remain in control the whole game, because if you remain in control, then you're the first one to those objectives, and this is a team where you want to fight around those objectives. You've got the Anivia ult, which gives you a lot of AoE zoning and control. You've got the pick potential to pick off anybody who might be trying to ward into those objectives. So you really do want to see CUNE getting ahead and then keeping those advantages so that the Anivia scaling kicks in. And you also have good scaling, from Lux as well. And I think Vi falls off very late game. I think Pantheon's got decent scaling, but definitely from the Anivia and the Lux, they've got very high damage potential in their scaling kicks.
Yeah, no, and just the, as you were mentioning kind of in the pregame, just the easy, the fact that this bot lane kind of is just easy mode for the Lux and the Morgana. They have stuns for days. Like, if there's ever a gank, they can just throw Q after Q and stuns. Concordia is just trying to not make this game difficult. They're trying to make it easy for themselves. And this is going to be a gank here in the top lane, the first one we've seen. That's going to be Lego Grainer being able to take out the first one. Is there enough damage from Trey here? There might be. Here comes the Vi. So Lego Grainer just trying to buy time. Vi comes in. This is just going to go down because, yeah, the burn from the Amumu there. Boogie Woogie is not going to be able to find anything here, as there's the ultimate as he gets level 6 off of a minion. So Trey finding level 6 there at the last second, able then to get the double kill.
Yeah, and that's a little bit of a shame. I was a little it might have been on cooldown at that time, but I was a little confused. I thought Vi would queue in there, to try and peel for the Pantheon and let the Pantheon, because I think Lego still had mana, so you want to try and peel for the Pantheon and tank while Pantheon is trying to get those spears out and zoning the Amumu off him. But it just might have been on cooldown or some other reason. It didn't happen, and Pantheon goes down, followed by Vi, who is 2 levels behind Trey now, which is not exactly where you want to be as a jungler, but it's not the worst place to be either.
Yeah, it's fairly easy to get caught up again as the jungler. I mean, jungle's kind of gone back and forth throughout season to season, being OP, not OP, whatever. It's in a weird spot now where it's pretty powerful. If he just power farms, he should be able to catch all that back up, as well as looks for decent ganks. But you're right, that was kind of a weird engage. No Q immediately kind of means like, all right, that means Lego's gonna go down. But now we're seeing that bot lane's even. You have mid lane, which is even. Now that Anivia has 6, though, that might change into more of a pressure lane for the Anivia and for her to be able to roam. Here's a stun here. Actually, kind of a good example of what I'm talking about. The power kind of goes over to her a little bit now. Bot lane here might be in some trouble as Oscar Moss Pinewall get caught. But once again, here comes 1Q. Perhaps another. Trey is going to go very low. Will go down. And even though it was a very successful gank there, they lose one. So now there's the Drowsy coming through, but Ralton gonna go down. He'll get the Ignite off, but once again, that's the Anivia egg popping out, and the passive will end up saving that from being a kill. So a good gank in the mid lane, and in the bot lane, things go even, which honestly ends up being a win for Concordia. And we still have more action, as now top lane, Lego Grainer is not going to commit his flash to this, which is very smart. He does get the Q off, and that's a solo kill there. So this game is starting to look a lot different now, as things are, starting to sort of slowly heat up, especially for the top lane. And that's somewhere that Waldorf wants to try and shut down from their perspective.
Yeah, definitely. It's always I know that it's built into the kit, but it's always surprising to me to see that Pantheon spear crit when you get low.
Yes.
It's basically an execute.
It's
of
gross.
sorts. It's very nasty. But we did get to see with that Amumu gank bot lane the power of the recent change to Amumu's Q, semi-recent.
So quick fight here, as we'll see the Boogie Woogie and unfortunately the Bug having to fight there. And the passive on the Anivia will be down, so that'll be her going down immediately. But this is going to be Drake going over. Unfortunately, you could see that Concordia was kind of setting up for this Drake, but then pulled off because Waldorf was reacting to it quicker, so kind of unfortunate there. And here in the top lane, we're going to see a little bit more of the same story of things going down with Darius once again falling to Lego Grainer.
Yeah, it looked like CNE was trying to set up, for the objective control earlier that I talked about, but just a little slow on the draw, and Waldorf was just ready to hit the go button and dive in on that, and as you can see, it worked out in their favor. But yeah, no, the change to Mumu's Q where he can
Yeah, so we'll have a quick fight here. Looks like she will be getting away. The fight's going to go down into the bot lane here. Assist pings coming through. Pinewall's going to rotate up and try and find this Zoe, but she's already gone. Lego Grainer now chasing. Not able to get off the Q. That will be Lego Grainer going to sleep, but a lot of damages. There's still 4 members from Concordia here. And Straight is going to have to sacrifice his life. So Waldorf tries to re-engage, but just kind of forgets the fact that there's 4-3. So you're not really going to win that, even if you get the big sleep off there early.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a little bit of a miscommunication on there, because it looked like a terrific engage from the Rel, but Miss Fortune and Zoe were both already backing off, and it's just kind of left Rel out there to dry, even with that great engage. So might have been some miscommunication there, but as I keep trying to say, the Amumu Q change is very strong when you're looking for engages, because you can keep up to 2 charges now, and that allows you basically 2 very quick rapid routes. And we saw that down bot where he went in on the Lux and baited out a flash, and then the flash is already gone. Q'd again. Ooh,
Issue here is that's going to be a missed Q and a missed flash, as he's going to probably end up going down. However, here is Lego, and he's not going to get it. That's going to be the stun going off. And a lot of damage still coming out. Lego trying to find something. He'll get the stun. He won't be able to find that. He'll have to flash over the wall. He will miss the Q again, and that's going to be him going drowsy, and then they're going to re-engage, and that's the kill. Killing spree there. The Bug trying to protect himself now from this, from the Assault he's under, and he's going to get ignited. He will go into egg form. I don't know if they'll be able to get to him in time. They will be able to sleep, and they actually will get enough damage down onto him. So, unfortunately there, Concordia loses 2 members after trying to get the scuttle. But once again, they're trying to go objectives, and they just aren't all on the same page and not able to pull the trigger when it needs to happen.
Yeah, it's just it's a little bit of a rough time for the Vi when you fail the Q over the wall, you panic, and you fail the flash over the wall, and then you're stuck in the pit with the Amumu. And the Pantheon came down, but it was a little bit too late. If the Q had been into the Amumu, that extra damage killed the Amumu. Because he was down to 5 health when Pantheon was chasing him up there near that tri-bush. Oh,
big ult there, but Straight was able just to get away, or Straight was missed, as Pine was able to just get away from that. And we'll see now. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, no, that failed fight up there with just a little bit better collapse from Waldorf, leading into them getting that first turret there top with the Rift Herald that they secured. It's still not terrible, because Darius is still pretty far behind. Pantheon's doing well. The Amumu is ahead, and it'd be nice to see if they can get a shutdown on Amumu just for a little bit extra gold there back into their pockets. But it's not a terrible position. I feel, just looking at it, that the game is really just about even.
I would agree with that. The power that the Pantheon has top in this 1v1 is sort of outweighed by the fact that the Amumu does have so much power right now. 6-1 and 2, and the Amumu is kind of having, that global pressure. We haven't seen that yet from the Pantheon. The Vi is able to find a little bit of success here and there, whether it be mid lane or not. Nothing really bot has kind of gone down yet, but yeah, so we're sort of even. Neither of the mid laners have really a huge advantage. Well, actually, a huge CS advantage, actually, for our Walton there. And he has to flash because he misses the Sleepy Trouble Bubble. But this is going to be Waldorf getting the second Drake. Prioritizing those very, very well. They did so in the first game, too. Oh, stun here as Trey comes in. Once again, 2 Qs. And that's going to be walled off there. Will go down because the passive isn't up. Boogie Woogie is here, but he's going to be in trouble because he's not going to be able to find much. Lego Grainer coming in, though, from the top lane, as they will get Mr. Boogie Woogie, and enough health comes back. But once again, Lego Grainer, he's almost just a bit too much right now. Ooh, but a ton of damage comes down from Walton as he is now forced to retreat. So this mid laner, the high damage will hit this Pantheon pretty hard. But that fight in total goes in favor of Waldorf 2-for-1.
Riot, please nerf Zoe. Thank you.
That's oh my gosh, I tell you what. I can't agree with that anymore. It's just, she hits the Sleepy Trouble Bubble, and then from there, it's like, all right, now how much damage do you do with your Q at long range? Too much.
All right, and the other half of the Sleepy Trouble Bubble is a portion of that damage is applied as true damage.
Oh, jeez, so I forgot about that.
when you get those high damage abilities, you know, it doesn't matter what sort of tanky you are. True damage is true damage, and it's gonna hurt. So, I've always personally felt that Zoe's a little. Oh, we got an engaged.
Yeah, we got an
bot.
engaged bot, and that's a lot of damage going down onto Oscar Moss. Here comes Mr. Boogie Woogie. Maybe he can get something here, as he's pretty full health. Not able to get it there. He'll try to Q. He does end up getting one kill, but we're going to shift right over here to Trey and Lego Grainer fighting it out in the jungle. This is going to be quite a bit, though, as Lego Grainer, I think, was pretty low when he just started the fight. The Bug also going to be low. Misses the Sleepy Trouble Bubble. Does get the stun onto R. Walton. That's a lot of damage. Walls him off. Trey is coming up, but R. Walton is able to find the finish to that kill. And down in the bot lane, it looks like it was just the one kill going over there, as this is a big hit there in the mid lane, and that'll be Boogie Woogie finding and getting a shutdown onto R. Walton. Whole lot of action going on across the rift there in that fight. Let's break it down.
That would be the understatement of the century. So much action.
So top lane, that just means the Pantheon dies. A lot of pressure going to this Darius. He's trying to get back into this. One item right now, and I don't foresee it happening. However, this jungler from Walton is just going absolutely ham. In the mid lane, you see that skirmish go in favor of Walton, but then not expecting Boogie Woogie to come from the gank bot lane all the way mid to take him out, and then of course earlier with the gank bot lane, finding at least one down there in favor of Concordia.
Yeah, and this is kind of turning out, you know, sort of the way I mentioned earlier with you don't want to get behind with the comp that CME has, because you know, Waldorf is just punishing the objective control. Every time that CME's thought about an objective, it always seems that they just get a little bit out-rotated too early, and, you know, the Vi dies, or the Vi and the Anivia get caught together and they die, or Vi and Pantheon top, you know, going for the Rift Herald got caught, and it's just,
just a whole lot going on, and this is not a fight that Concordia wants to continue to find, as Pinewall gets caught out. Drowsy will be going on to the Vi. Will he be able to get out of this? No, he won't, as he'll get slain there. Lego Grainer hops into the middle of it, but there's 5 members here, or 4 members in that area, and so he's going to end up going down. The Bug, too, is going to get caught up in this, so this is just going to be an absolute massacre. 4 members down now for Concordia, and if they see the Morgana in the bot lane, that might be a 5th member going down, and they're going to rotate mid and finish off this turret.
yeah, that's the rough part with Pantheon ult is, I believe once you begin channeling it, you can't cancel it. So, you know, you got a couple second wind up, but if your team dies in those couple seconds, well, suddenly you're in the middle of a 1v5, and it doesn't matter how fed you are. A 1v5 is still a 1v5, and it's going to be a rough time with Waldorf slowly starting to get tankier. The Rel naturally tanky. I believe her. I don't think it's the horse form, but I believe her normal walking form gets bonus magic and armor. Mumu's ahead, so he's already got a thorn mail, and just peeling them off the dragon here, buying time.
Yeah, we're going to buy time as well as engage on this next team fight. So we're going to see Trey in the back there as he just knocks them all off left and right. Fires the ult. That's 3 members already of Concordia down. It'll be 4. And Pinewall has nothing to do but sit back and wait. So Concordia looking to try and do something there at the Dragon, but once again, they're just beat to every single objective, and then they're caught without really a plan once they get to the objective. So now, you know, you're looking at maybe, you know, you could look at a 20-minute Baron if you wanted to. But I think for now, Waldorf is just going to be content with trying to sort of set up and push in some waves. They are already knocking at inhibitor turrets on top and mid. We will have an engage here from Mr. Boogie Woogie. He'll find R. Walton, gets drowsied, and there's the sleep. And there's just so much damage out of that Zoe that he can't do anything, as well as he just gets away with, you know, popping the sleepy trouble bubble.
Yeah, and this is sort of the point where you really start to feel the pain of being behind. You know, Vi has got one item, components of another. She's got her boots. Amumu sitting on 3 items, fully upgraded boots, and working on more armor. Uh, so it's Vi. You really just got to communicate with your team, and kind of at this point, just really go in as a meat shield to set up for the Pantheon, to buy time for the Anivia to get the damage off from her ult, to look to make picks with the Lux and the Morgana. But it's not impossible to climb back out of. You just really gotta know your win conditions, have a plan, have good communication.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they have to have a plan going into this, and looks like right now they're going to go into it. Might get the first kill here on the straight, but they're not able to find it as Emmerich is going to find that kill there, get a shutdown onto the Rel, but then double kill coming through. This is going to be the Amumu coming in. He gets his ult off. That's going to be the Anivia taken down into ice or into the egg form. And that's 2 members stinking going down for Concordia University. As this game is starting to look like a lot of trouble now. It was looking real close until we hit about the 18-minute mark, and then it just started looking like a bummer.
Looks like they might go for the end here.
Yeah, they might be going for the end as 4 members of Concordia are down. Oscar Moss now going to go down. Trey is going to be very low. He will end up falling here. Yes, he will end up going down as Lego Greener and Mr. Boogie will be able to chase him out. So won't be able to finish the game at this point. But it just makes it pretty easy. There are no Nexus turrets sitting around. Lego Greener is chasing through the jungle here.
Yeah, all you really need is a good deep ward. Well, never mind. Nobody on the Waldorf team has teleports. So
yeah, no one has.
That make backdooring a little bit difficult.
It might be a little bit, yeah. But we'll see now as Lego Greener is going to go in. They'll try and get on the backside of him here. That Darius is going to try. Ignite's going to come out. They will actually be able to take him down. So he goes a little bit too far forward. Missing the Sleepy Trouble Bubble actually might mean that he's going to go down, and R. Walton will. Mr. Boogie will be able to finish that. And now we'll see that Concordia able to maybe even up some things here. Obviously, Waldorf still very much so in the lead. We'll see now what happens here is, yeah, we got Drake in 50 seconds. And the rest of the team is setting up now for that as Waldorf will look to take that objective. Once again, moving into the objective that they want to take and probably look for a team fight afterwards. Concordia is split up here, by the way, before you say anything, so this actually might be very dangerous for them.
Yeah, I think it definitely is going to be very dangerous because one thing I've noticed about the Concordia team is they have picks, they have Peel with the Lux and the Morgana Qs, but you know the Vi and the Pantheon are sort of all in. Vi has a little bit of tankiness.
And yeah, here
caught out there.
Here comes the Bush of Death. They actually abandoned the Bush of Death when things got started. Yet it still ends up winning, kind of. At least it gets the engage. Is it the engage they want? Lego Grainer's going to be dangerously low. He's actually going to go down to this because there's the ultimate coming through. Mr. Boogie Woogie does find one in the back. Oh, but he's going to go drowsy. That's not good for him. On the front line, though, Trey is going to find a big ultimate. The Bug is going to go down, too, as that was an ult from Darius. Gets a triple kill. Oscar Moss now going to go down, and that's actually going to be game, set, match. As they'll now, I don't even know if they'll try for this Drake. They should just go for the end, which it looks like a couple of them are moving for. And so that will be this game as Concordia will go 0-2 here in the first game of the season against Waldorf. And a very good game here out of them in the second one. Much, much better looking than the first.
Yeah. It was, I definitely like the second appearance from them. It just kind of got to an unfortunate point where the Mumu started to get really tanky, and set up some really good engages and had the rel following up on some of those engages as well. And I think just Steven E at some points not I think respecting the peel that or counter engage. I could also say from Waldorf with the Amumu being able to counter dive. You know, it's like you dive in on the Amumu. Okay, well he could just dive in on your back line that's not exposed. So it's kind of just a little bit of misplay, I think, that led into an unfortunate snowball, and definitely, things you can learn from and fix going forward. But yeah, I definitely liked both games. Thank you for having me.
Yes, yeah, no. So that'll be the end to our stream here. I'd like to thank the Iron Praetor for coming over and helping me cast this. It's a lot easier to cast with two people, and my voice would die after 2 hours of talking to myself. So appreciations for that. If you guys are Twitch people, he does have a Twitch channel, Twitch the Iron Praetor, the Iron Praetor. I think it's the Iron Praetor.
Yeah, it's the Iron.
The Iron Praetor. He plays a lot of scary games, and sometimes we make fun of him because we just make fun of him. But I would like to thank everybody for watching. That'll be our end to our first week here in the NECC. We will be back next week on Tuesday with more Rocket League action in the NECC. So we will see you guys then.